The Cold War was a period of tension and rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, from the end of World War II in 1945 until the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. During this time, there were many important events that shaped the course of the conflict. At the Yalta Conference in 1945, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin met to discuss the post-World War II reorganization of Europe. This laid the foundation for the post-war order, but it also set the stage for future conflict. The Berlin blockade in 1948 to 1949 was a Soviet attempt to block Western access to the city of Berlin. The United States responded with the Berlin airlift, which became a symbol of Western resolve in the face of Soviet aggression. The Korean War in 1950 to 1953 was a conflict between North Korea, which was backed by the Soviet Union and China, and South Korea, which was backed by the United States and its allies. The war ended in a stalemate, with the two Koreas still technically at war to this day. The Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 was a tense standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union over the placement of Soviet missiles in Cuba. The crisis was resolved peacefully, but it brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. The Vietnam War in 1955 to 1975 was a conflict between North Vietnam, which was backed by the Soviet Union and China, and South Vietnam, which was backed by the United States and its allies. The war ended in a North Vietnamese victory and a significant blow to American morale. During the Cold War, there was also a competition between the United States and the Soviet Union to develop advanced space technologies and more powerful nuclear weapons and delivery systems. This was known as the space race and the arms race, respectively. Finally, the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War and the emergence of the United States as the world's sole superpower. These events and others like them helped to define the Cold War and shape the course of world history in the second half of the 20th century.